Now, StarDuck did mention to us earlier he was not feeling too confident in this particular matchup, but you know, he's had a little bit of time to meditate. He's had a little bit of time to sort of look back in this particular opponent and how we can sort of change things up. See how that goes.
Yeah, I feel like yep, sorry. Interesting.
Interesting. As we come down onto Def Aura, we're in the bottom right hand corner map, spreading all the way in the bottom right hand corner. The blue Protoss player coming down for the land down under, making his first ever debut in a Grand Platypus Open finals. Representing Fight for Justice, we have StarDuck.
And in the top left, our red Zerg from the Philippines, it is Nuks. Well, definitely a change from the previous series.
You'll love to see it, or at least I do.
Well,
StarDuck kind of going back to
hatch first, and there's no overlord in the. There is an overlord in position over the net, so you can react to this.
Yeah, if he knows that it's a cannon rush, though. I feel like when you do see the pylon there, it's pretty obvious what's in store. But we'll see how Nuks
decides to... the backup pylon.
That he does not. See how Nuks reacts to this? He did not go for a pull first this game, and it's kind of unfortunate for him. He's taking this very seriously, though.
Yeah. His backup pylon just got scattered, so he can't take the base here at the front. Is he gonna go for the high? He's gonna go for the high gas bases.
Huh.
No, he goes for the one. It's really far on the left. I thought he might have gone for the high gas base on the right side there, because that's where his second drone was heading. But gonna go for the safe one. He's even gas stealing in the main.
Yeah, StarDuck is really trying to lay down the smack. Kind of what StarDuck started to get a bit of a reputation on this style.
Yeah, and StarDuck's doing the right thing so far. He sent a probe around the other side of the map trying to find a hatchery, but needs to commit to checking the other base locations as well.
Yeah, eventually he should be making his way down there, but yeah, not quite yet, and it does take a while for Nuks to sort of establish this base here. So what StarDuck has eyes should be able to deny that. You know, a little bit of a back and forth here. The Ling's already taking a little bit of damage, so and Nuks not really gonna have too much staying power. Does have 2 spy crawls though. It's gonna make it that much more difficult for Nuks or for StarDuck to make his way up on Nuks' ramp.
Yeah, gonna make it a big commitment too, and he's gonna be able to scout the space and see that Lair's being taken over here as well. The probe's about to hit the scout, and this is big. This is a huge scout here for StarDuck seeing this base.
He really needed to, know that Nuks wasn't on one base, and actually he has the opportunity to go for another cannon rush. Nuks, you're gonna be looking this way, man.
Yeah, it looks like the creep might just save him. Oh, he does react. Okay.
Ooh, barely saving him there. Yeah. Sorry, not able to get that second cannon up in time.
Yeah, it looks like the creep was gonna save him there, either way. But that's a lot of Lings built up, man. It's gotta be careful here of the breakout, because Link Speed just finished. He can just bypass all this.
Yeah, try to go for as good a counterattack as he can. Does have some vision here on that probe. Trying to take it out. Nicely done. Prevents even more building getting done. I do like that he's spreading creep as well.
Oh, there's a Nidus. Oh, I can see what he's doing here. So he can make the Nidus network. He's making it at the back of the main. But the crazy thing is, he could have been making it at the other base, and then make 2 Nidus heads. Make one in his main base, and then start putting one across the map, so he can get out of his base without having to run by. But that would have been silly. That would have been a waste of money. My brain was going in the opposite direction.
Cool, you see, that's why I like the way you think here, Sano. Because it's not about the efficiency, it's about the coolness. StarDuck will be able to scout his Nidus. Will be looking around his main base, but he has nothing over there. All of his infrastructure over here in this fort position. No production at all.
Yeah, he sees everything here. He does have the opportunity to recall though.
Indeed he does. That's gonna be what he wants to use, at least when this Colossus comes out. Already shucking around, looking at this cannon. Beautiful body block here with all the probes, but it does give Nuks the opportunity to just start chipping away.
They're both hold positioning, so the probes are just sitting there taking it.
They are. Alright, nice little bit of micro here with the Immortal, with the Colossus. Do love, honestly, that you went for the Colossus as well. Gives him some additional high ground vision. I really think he is. If Nuks can get a retreat, or if Nuks can get out with this Nidus network, I think he's still in it, but
he's piecing out.
There we go.
He's piecing out from this base.
He's out. Like the gout. Meanwhile,
yeah, but he's about to lose everything in his main, unfortunately. Like, his main base is being overrun.
Yeah, this Nexus will go down, and to be fair, StarDuck still has all of his production on the other side of the map, but he's got literally 0 workers. He cannot mine. His Immortal and his Colossus are the only units he's got.
Yeah, he's got 2 Colossus though against Ling Queen with an Immortal in toes and a Warp Prism to micro. This is going to be an interesting little tussle here. Like, all these Lings are getting absolutely murdered.
Would you look at that. Trying to make use of the Spore Crawler just to get some damage done on top of that Colossus, and is starting to get some damage done. And this Immortal really carrying the banner right now, so to speak.
Yeah, this Link cannon is getting too small. Like, he can't even fight the cannons that are getting across the other side of the map, and he can pick up to save these Colossus too. Oh, the micro is coming out so good.
Now. The Queen's trying to get what they can get done.
I think StarDuck has done it.
On the Immortal, just barely. All the Queens are down. There's no more anti-air here, Sano.
Yeah, I think StarDuck's done it here. He's being forced to go back to his main base, but this is his lair.
That it is. That's where all of the tech is. Trying to get some roaches now, and it does help a lot against the Colossus. Still has the Immortal to contest with. Making it out of here with the Queen at least.
He's still got a little bit of a gas count, so it's almost like he has to kill this to be able to go back to the main to do more damage, but so it gives time for the roaches to come out. But 2 Colossus and Immortal, it still might just be too much.
It may be, but keep in mind, StarDuck, again, this is literally all he has. If Nuks is able to buy himself enough time to, get some more army out, he is going to be sitting very pretty. There are shield batteries at this location. It's going to be very hard for Nuks to fight there, but no Nexus for an overcharge. I love that this is the first game we got out of our grand finals here. Sano.
Yeah, he's going to keep these Colossus alive, but can't let him take too much damage to those Spore Crawlers.
It's all going to be about the energy here. The shield battery energy, the transfuse energy. A couple of roaches now being pumped out.
Oh. Cheeky little play there with the Colossus.
Yeah, really making use of that. Starting to get a little low though. Does not want to go down this ramp. That is such an abusable choke point here for StarDuck.
Oh, the Observer. It's okay. He can lose that one. He's still got another one here on the hold position, or the Observer mode, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Gives him the high ground vision. He actually has a lot of opportunities for high ground vision here. StarDuck does. Nuks starting to really hemorrhage some roach losses. That's one unit he cannot afford to lose right now. Ling's negligible. Roaches not so much. It's getting so low on the econ as well.
Yeah, these Spore Crawlers, there's such a point of contention. They're getting so low, he can't transfuse them anymore. One goes down. Gonna try and focus down the other one. Gives his Colossus a little bit more breathing room. And there's only Queen for anti-air now. Well,
and that is not going to be scary whatsoever for that Warp Prism. No more roaches coming out, but again, Nuks cannot engage this with that Immortal there. Trying to buy himself some time to get more roaches out, trying to get a bit of a surround here. There is Guardian Shell on that Immortal.
There's a cannon. The cannon's at the bottom of the ramp. He can't come down the ramp at all to fight. He's going to focus down this hatch. He's not going to have enough money to be able to make another one, but it looks like he is just able to save enough.
And Nuks really hemorrhaging too many losses there. He does not have a Nidus set up. He doesn't have a Nidus set up. Sano. He doesn't have a Nidus set up. If this goes down, it's all display. Oh, he does have a Nidus set up. I panicked for nothing. I intend to. All right. Well, I actually do kind of like this. Bit more of a.
Well, he's made it. He's made it in range of that simulator though. That's the problem. Like he doesn't have a Nidus network to get out anymore, so StarDuck can just come across the map.
He definitely can. He's trying to clear out as much tech here as he can before that happens. Again, no production for Nuks at the moment. Hatchery still on its way. And without the spawning pool, that is even rougher. There is still Roach Warren. The
Roach Warren is going to burn out pretty soon, and he doesn't have a lair, so he can't Overlord poop to keep it alive.
I feel like Nuks should have done this a lot earlier. You know, get this base up in a location where StarDuck couldn't retreat to the shield battery range and whatnot. But yeah, I guess it was kind of a tough ask. Get a lot of pressure on him towards the end there.
Yeah, well, let's see how this micro goes for this last little battle here. There is how many roaches on the field? We've got 7 roaches with a queen.
Yeah. So we're really doing a good job of clearing out as much creep as possible. I think the saving grace here is that there is only 1 Warp Prism. Alright, trying to fight with the workers.
Forever, though. That's the scary part.
Yeah, it really can. And again, Nuks just does not want to fight off a creep. He doesn't have roach speed. It's so kiteable right now. That army is so kiteable for StarDuck.
Yeah, he can just kite all day with these units. Keep putting more damage onto that hatch. Make sure he can't mine any more roaches. It looks like the roach warren finally fell.
He's just got a massive range lead with these Colossus. Moving down the ramp now. Nuks has had enough. That is GG. StarDuck gonna be taking game number 1, evening out the series sideways 1-1. I love the response from Nuks there, but I guess just a little bit too late in certain areas. The realization of what he had to do hit him just a tad too late.
I was just back on the stream there, and there's a little detail on the map that I don't seem to have. It's just like a little sim icon sitting on top of the hatchery.
Yeah.
I think Kuro was trying to find out. It's cute. Yeah, but go back to the game, obviously. StarDuck just got to, like, that second Colossus was such a big finish for him. If that second Colossus didn't get out, or he wasn't able to afford the second Colossus, I think we would have seen a very different game.
Without a doubt. It just gave him so much more opportunity to chip away at the low forces that Nuks was able to get out. And if StarDuck didn't keep that pressure on for even just a minute, not even a minute, like half a minute, Nuks would have had a much better roach count. He would have been able to have exactly what he needed to surround those last few units off of StarDuck and take that game. But in the end, no, StarDuck really knew what he had to do and kept that pressure on.
Yeah, like once he knew that those were his final units, the very big care for his units started to kick in, and we saw like very good control of his Colossus and Immortals, like making sure that they stopped taking any kind of hull damage. It was only shield damage was allowed to be taken for those units.
And that was our first game.
Yes.
Makes me curious as to what we'll have in game number 2, happening here on Lightshade, where in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner, the blue Protoss player. He is from the land down under. He is representing Fight for Justice and also Fight for Hatchery, something along those lines. We have StarDuck.
And actually fighting for his hatchery in the top left, Red Zone from the Philippines. Switching it up this time, it is Nuks.
He's realized his errors here, Sano. Nuks, he's realized what went wrong for him in game 1. And that was, he didn't continue the followings of old mate Dav, Mighty Kiwi.
Yeah, going for the 12 pull, but a pylon scout came out here from StarDuck, able to put a little bit of a lull on it, forcing Nuks to take his hatchery at another location. And Forge, Nexus.
Oh.
We're going back to Wings of Liberty.
Yeah, this is. Can you even call it a Forge Fast Expand? Because kind of wasn't, but yeah, keep getting that Forge out to get some cannons. Yeah, it is now. Does have that expand up after all. Maybe trying to be blocking that wall with a cannon, so Lings make it across. Oh,
he's gonna have to hold the front here with cannons, and he's gonna be able to for the time being. The Forge is in trouble though, but that's not gonna stop the cannons getting up.
Yeah, I think best case scenario here for Nuks is he's able to take out the Forge with a couple of Ling losses, but still not quite able to break into that natural base. A lot of Lings out here.
Oh wait, that was a pylon there. I thought that was the second cannon.
I gotta be honest, I thought it was as well.
I did not look at the production tab. That was my fault. Oh, that's an odd space. That is an odd spot for the Cybernetics core.
Yeah, it's honestly really exposed, but I'm guessing StarDuck, he's just confident enough before the cannon to be able to chase away a couple of Lings. But here we go, Nuks, he knows the cannon's there. He keeps his Lings on hold position. He's taking out whatever he can.
Yeah, forced to make the remake the Cybernetics core within the walls this time.
Yeah, barely getting in range of the cannon. Zealot should be able to chase away the rest of the Lings, but yeah, forced to make a second one. Okay, cancels in time.
Yeah. Luckily the cannon can hold the wall. The probe though doesn't have a lot of HP, so
Nuks
isn't able to hold.
Nuks really identifying what he's able to take out. And with this mineral line should be getting some damage done. We'll see how good the drone drilling is. And of course, there's always a Zealot.
Yeah, the Zealot with the probes should be able to fend off these few slowlings. And a couple of Adepts now on the way. Hopefully they're being chronoed out. They really need to be chronoed out. But oh no, the Zealot, he can't be surrendered.
Yeah, that's his first line of defense right now. Not afford to let these Lings wreak havoc in that mineral line. Stargate following up, coming down from this this Forge Fast Expand.
Yeah, it's actually going to be able to keep it hidden for a little while here if the Adepts come up into the main. There is a very touched up Zerglings. Oh, loses that. Is that fortunate?
Yeah, but
these Lings might not be able to escape.
Yeah, bought himself enough time for the Adepts to come out though, and that's kind of Warden here.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit lazy though from StarDuck to just let that Adept kind of go for a smoker.
Yeah, this is why we need new Wardens. Something along
is
those
that
lines.
Is that Adept trapped?
It is.
It is.
No, trying to shade out of there too, forced to recall. I mean, I guess it's better to use the recall early in the game than later on.
Yeah, this is probably going to be about 2 minutes or so before he's going to do anything that would require another recall, so it should be okay.
Yeah. Void Ray coming down from StarDuck. Once again, just trying to chase away as many Overlords as he can. Not sure if he's aware of the hashtag Nuks curse, as we decide to call it, but yeah, it's definitely something you can take advantage of, trying to force Nuks to remake some Overlords. Nice around these Adepts. One of them will go down, two of them will go down.
No recall would have been.
It really would have.
It's just so unfortunate. It's like, this is something I would do this early in a game.
Yeah, getting a couple of flashbacks here to 2018, or even 2017. Dropping a couple of these Lings into the main base. Fortunately, the Void Ray not quite in position to deal with that slow dropper Lord. And man, that's really unsatisfied with the opening.
Gonna get a bunch of working kills here is Nuks and really throw off StarDuck.
Was not expecting this whatsoever. Nice, a lot of mining time, and obviously just takes out some probes as well. Look at him shoot up into worker lead. Nuks, I mean.
Yeah, he's going to lose himself another probe. Unfortunately, a little bit lazy StarDuck, but he should finally be able to clean this up with the extra Void Ray.
Yeah, these low health lanes.
Oh,
really
that's
don't
such a
last
big
long.
scat there too.
And it does confirm the triple Stargate. If that cancels the, I believe that was a Roach Warren. Yeah, immediately goes into Hydra then. Oh, I guess that was an Evo Chamber?
What was it?
Baneling Nest? I think it was a Baneling Nest.
Maybe.
So, we'll check the replay, which you too can do with a subscription to the Cranky Ducklings Twitch channel.
Yeah, well, Nuks very well set up on 3 bases. Just needs to stay on top of his overlords, and he can just really mess up on the Hydralisk here. Like, he's got a good drone count. There's only 3 Void Rays in the sky right now, and then his 3rd base, a Hero StarDuck, is so under pressure that I don't think he's going to be able to hold this one.
Yeah, he's going to be able to delay this for so long. The Void Rays, I mean, and yeah, Nuks with the comfortable gas income, the comfortable drone count, he'll be able to pump out that anti-air that he needs. Forces a cancel.
Still 3 Void Rays in production.
Every time
it's still scary.
Every time I see the Nexus get cancelled, I imagine the Lings being just blown away. That animation.
Like a shockwave, yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the, oh, it's coming in for here for another cancel.
Immediately does not want to deal with that. StarDuck doesn't. Forced to pull the Void Rays back again! And this is quite a bit of Void Rays. I mean, we sort of look at the Void Ray as a way to transition to the later phase of the game, right, for the Protoss player, but when you start to commit a little bit too hard to them, it's almost a detriment.
Yeah, now we're going to see the Fleet Beacon come up behind this as well, so we're most likely going to see Flux Veins, but StarDuck in the predicament he's in, I'd almost want him to see go Carriers here.
Really? Well, I guess they're pretty good against Hydras.
Carriers are better against the pure Hydra. Just because it messes with the targeting AI. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you could say that the interceptors do kind of die to the Hydras, but at the same point, that buys them. It buys the rest of your army enough time to, get something done, do a lot of damage on the Hydras, force a storm or what have you.
This Hydra count is getting really out of control. 13 more workers on the way, going to take him up over 80. Infestation Pit on the way as well, so Transition Hive is on the cards, and there we go. We do see those Carriers in the production tab coming out from StarDuck.
I almost feel like I'm watching a mono battle right now, Sano. So many Hydras coming out. And Nuks is looking to prevent those Carriers from coming out. Well, he still has the opportunity to do so.
Down the left.
Where's the transfuse? Where's the transfuse, Nuks? There's one! And these Warriors are in a lot of trouble, but honestly, I think they got what they need to get done.
I think he lost too many. He's only got 3 Void Rays here at the front.
He does have only a handful of them here. And the Carriers are still on their way out. They aren't here yet. Battery overcharge, starting to run low, and honestly, there's still enough here for Nuks to start one-shotting these. This time, that 3rd base will not be cancelled, as instead, it will not be killed. Huh.
He keeps it alive. He's going for the throat here, Nuks. He's like, alright, you've got nothing left in the air. The 3 Carriers are about to pop out, and that could be the turning point, but he's got to try and focus it down. Oh, it gets away, but there's still a couple here in the front.
Yeah, loving the reaction here from Nuks, realizing I cannot allow you to get on to a comfortable carrier count. I need to prevent that as best as I can. Forced to pull the boys, but as you said, yeah, the interceptors get completely taken out. But on the plus side, it at least buys some time for the probes to live.
Yeah, that 3rd base is actually still mining away, so that is going to allow the interceptors to have enough mining to recreate those interceptors, of course. But this natural base, better to fall. But there's just so many Hydrals in the natural StarDuck.
These are range Hydras that are about to have +2. They did not get +2 in the end. Nuks going up to match point. Really impressive stuff.
Yeah, yep. And I don't think I liked that dive onto the low at all. Like, it was an odd decision to go for because he saw that the amount of Hydralisk that he had on the map, you don't want to be trading Void Rays for not units at this point in the game.
Yeah, I guess the sort of safer bet there would be to Would be just sort of,
Yeah,
you know,
like-
use them for map presence, buy yourself enough time to get your transition out, but...
Yeah,
know,
like
this-
the best case scenario that he got out of that was he slows down the hive transition, yeah, but he's still got like 30 plus hydras on the map.
And at that point, the hive is not what you want to be worried about. Singing a little too far ahead.
Alright. Your favorite map, Yaku, to take us into game number 4.
Yeah. Glad that we do get to see it here on our finals. And how fitting here, Sano. As you mentioned, these two players, they are debutantes, and they're gonna be on the romantic map.
It would make a little more sense for game 5, but we can pretend.
Yeah. Yeah, we can. Or game 4 in this case, as Nuks did have that point advantage. Well, we'll just pretend that the last map is. We'll switch up the order.
Well, if this is going to be our game 4, what do you actually think is going to be our game 5? What does Nuks pick after this one? Because out of the maps we've seen, one is obviously vetoed.
I honestly want to see submarine. Come down from Nuks. I want to see submarine, and then he just completely goes macro. But we'll see if that's the case, as we are now on Romanticide. LE, of course, standing for Lovers Incorporated. Lovers Incorporated. We're here in the top left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top left-hand corner. The blue Protoss player coming out from the land down under, once again in his first ever Grand Platypus Open finals. Hopefully not his last. We have, representing a fight for justice, StarDuck.
And down in the bottom right, he's one game away from victory, is our Red Zerg out of Philippines. It is Nuks. So, what does Incorporated start with? No.
What?
It starts with an I, unfortunately.
I should have known. I always look at the poster for Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
I thought that was just what they did paperwork with.
No.
And another 12 fool coming out from Nuks, so immediately sending all of these links across the map. StarDuck, he's aware of it.
Yeah, sees the links come across. He's got a very nice little wall to start off with here. His Cybernetic core is coming up in the back, so he can't lose that.
Yeah, take notes,
And he's coming down for the big wall here. A couple of probes here to dance with the first zealot. He's prepared well here, Mr. StarDuck.
Take notes, Micah. And unfortunately, the Zealot coming out a little bit too soon, but StarDuck taking this seriously, moving away, back behind that wall. Probe going to be moving around. This is such an elegant net for the link to get in!
Oh, this is
heartbreaking. Honestly speaking, now only one Adept is going to be out. It's got to make a choice.
Luckily, he's touched up a lot of those links. His probes might be able to drone drill and have a pretty good fight versus these links with the Adept up.
Immediately like that. Only loses one additional probe.
Yeah, now he's just got Adepts coming out all over the place. So if he survives this without any more worker losses, he's actually in a pretty nice little spot here.
Yeah. Already completely shutting down the just about every ling here. StarDuck's still ahead in the workers. And to be honest with you, when I saw those lings go into the corner, I was hoping Nuks would be able to keep them there until he got a Baneling nest out. But yeah, StarDuck really on top of these lings though.
Yeah, a couple of cheeky little buggers.
How did? All right, I'm not gonna question it. Nuks, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does see the ling though, so he does keep one Adept at home to shoot it away, and he does find the other one there. Oh.
Yeah, Nuks can't really get too much done with a single ling, so just trying to delay the natural base for as long as he can.
Yep, Adepts on the other side of the map starting to trade with some lings and queens. Oh, actually gonna get themselves a clean kill here.
Yeah, that they do. Just gonna to the shade, and the Lings are in position to start to get us around, like so.
Ling sneaks into the main base as well, but he didn't lose anything there either. A bit of action on all sides of the map.
That's why
Correct,
we call it romanticide.
Yeah.
Question mark. Okay, Twilight Council follow-up coming out from StarDuck. Nuks, unfortunately, you know, his scouting was a little bit too early. Didn't quite get to see the tech choice.
Yeah, and, oh, this is a lot of Lings. His adepts, where are they? There's one out on the map, but
They
there's
shoot
only
away.
a stalker on the wall here. He does have warp gate available to him, so he can walk in sentries to keep himself alive here.
I do like the force field decision here. Obviously, it not only blocks up that hole, but it also prevents any additional surface area on those vulnerable bases. Not bases, buildings. The other B building word. Structure word.
So good. He's trying to get some links. He's going to go into the natural with that warp to maybe try and get himself a couple more extra drains. And he is actually going to get himself another 2. Forces a little bit of a pull off the line there. And he's actually been forcing Nuks to make Lings instead of drones for a little while. And he's going into Glaive Depths here, Yaku.
Indeed he is. I'm just thinking here, Sano. StarDuck, he got so many drones without glaives. How many more is he gonna kill with it? This is his final form, potentially, as Nuks is coming in with a heck of a lot of Lings.
Yeah, a lot of speedlings here on the front line. A third base has come up behind this as well for Nuks. And the escape route is actually going to be the all-in version of the Glaive Depths. He's going up to 6 gates here, not just the regular 4.
Yeah, and that is definitely a cause for concern here for Nuks. All of his army so forward here in the...
Oh, I don't know about taking the sentries away from the wall, but it does walk in a couple behind it.
Yeah, sentries, they grow on trees, essentially.
Yeah,
So
he
it's,
wants to bring some sentries with this attack. If he can keep some force fields to keep a bunch of these Glaive Depths alive, they're going to be so much more of a threat.
Yeah, they really scale pretty well as at this stage of the game. You want to have as many of them out as possible. Losing even a handful of adepts here can really make the difference between a victory or a loss for StarDuck.
Waiting for a couple pylons to finish up as well to be able to really blast out that depth count. There's nothing protecting the surge right now with these Glaive Depths. There is an Overlord in position.
But
Just
it only
two.
just sees it. And StarDuck taking a page out of Stats' book, it seems. Trying to do as many multi-prongs. Nope, the Warp Prism, that's not going to the main.
This is a lot of adepts here for StarDuck. This is looking pretty good, this attack to start off with. Gonna pick up a bunch of drones. That first force field was perfect. And they're even gonna catch some spawning roaches as well.
That was just about the best start for this engagement. Let's see if StarDuck's able to keep this up. He can actually get that hatchery. It is looking so low right now, Sano. Where's the transfuse?
He
Answer
doesn't
is
have
he
a
doesn't
lot
have
of them.
any.
There's only a few queens on the map. Oh, actually gonna lose an Overlord here is Nuks. Nuks gets himself supply block. There's so many adepts here to fight.
And this is very much a game of supply at this point. Queen's a little bit too off creep there, unable to really put the hurt in on that Warp Prism.
Oh, one sentry getting a little bit too big for himself there, but this is so many adepts. There's so many Ravagers here too. He can almost take a direct fight.
And the force field Sano, that is the MVP right now.
Yeah,
Corrosive Vial
right
will
now.
start opening a couple of these, but still a lot of damage done.
Yeah, the Link buffer is getting absolutely hammered right now. Does he cancel this Shade? He doesn't. He's going to go for the fight.
But immediately gets surrounded by these Lings. Might have been just the positioning that Nuks wanted here.
Yeah, the position is pretty good there for Nuks. He does come back to this base, so he's still fighting against the Lings mainly, but not quite the best Shade. Ooh, that committed attack just, I think, cost Nuks a little, StarDuck a little bit too much.
Indeed it did, and yeah, I mean, that's what we mention. That's what we mean when we say you really cannot afford to lose too many of your adepts here. Because then it's really it really gives the Zerg player an opportunity to snowball. More and more depth going down, and again. And again, that's alright everyone. GG is called! Nuks is going to take his first ever Grand Platypus Open Championship.
Yeah, very well played there to Nuks. The first person in quite a while that is not really the Bermuda Zergs. And gets himself his first crown.
Yeah?
Yeah, like usually we have our regular winners there. We've got me and Micah sitting at the top, Demilove in second, and then Goku Joey, usually our usual big winners of the GPO. And now we've got a new face on the block.
It is going to be Nuks. See if he can climb to that legacy thrown before him by these two, by the likes of Demi and Mio Micah. But man, this was a GPO. I loved every minute of it. I loved every minute of it here. Sano, start to finish. We had some off races being thrown down. We had some very interesting plays from the main races, and it was, in the end, just really solid from both Nuks and StarDuck. Getting a taste of their first finals.
Yeah, good little experience there for StarDuck. Got a lot of games against some very experienced players, although he was going up against the off race. But I think there's a lot for him to positively take away from this series against Nuks and upgrade his play.
Yeah, should be looking through the replay. You know, that's something that StarDuck is, one to do. Really is taking StarCraft too seriously, especially in the past couple of months.
Yeah.
Especially now that I believe he's pretty much got a lot of free time on his hands.
Yeah, and Nuks, of course, showing his very solid. We've been seeing him coming up through a bunch of brackets, taking out some really nice scouts here and there, or taking maps off just titans of the SEA region. And now he finally gets that big taste of a tournament championship. Or a tournament win, I should say.
And hopefully that is just the start of great things to come. I mean, they were talking quite a bit of it at the start of this tournament. Nuks and Mio Micah in particular. There is just so much in store in 2021 for the sort of OCE/C region. Of course, the big one, I think, is SEA Games in Vietnam about the end of next year, but before that, there's going to be so much. I mean, there's going to be a lot more dream hacks coming down now that they don't have to, now that they actually, know what they have to implement. Hopefully they don't get blindsided again by an international event, and by international event, I mean COVID. But yeah, just really bright stuff coming down in 2021, especially for the region.
Yeah, indeed. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing these players progress over this little downtime we have for our region, and just bring that, or just take that about 2-3 months of learning to a new level, and that we see them in the ANZ Champs or something formats next year.
I'm sort of rubbing my palms together right now, thinking, perfect. I see it so clearly, Sano. They are gonna make everyone else retire. Question mark. Probably not. But yeah, just throughout 2020, we've seen a lot of new talent coming out, and yeah, StarDuck and Nuks in particular. Two of them from our own region that we can really look at. I feel like in SEA-OCE, and especially, we've had people like Leo Rusher, like Justice Simon, a lot of people, a lot of players who were able to make it to, who have competed for a while, but finally had a bit of a breakout and making it to events like ANZ Champs. So, yeah, just reiterate, 2021, we're coming for you. Question. I just want it to be 2021.
Yeah.
Is the thing. All right, well, with that, gonna be switching things over to our schedule screen. We still do have quite a bit of StarCraft left in the week. Obviously, tomorrow, Battle of the Americas happening at 8 a.m. KST. And in that evening, it is not going to be Demi C Weekly, as we had that last week. It is instead gonna be the Asia/ANZ qualifiers for OSC. I remember what it's called. Don't help me, don't help me, don't help me. It's not contenders. Champions. No, it's not champions. Membership. OSC Elite. There we go. That will be happening over at 7 p.m. KST, so just about an hour. No, 2 hours later than GPO start today. Keep your eyes peeled on that. We'll have a lot of the players who signed up here today should probably be there tomorrow as well, amongst many others. And with that, do I have anything else to say here? Question mark? Where can we find you, Sano?
Where can you find me? You can find me on Twitter at mf_Sano. And I am in the Cranky Ducklings Discord if you want to shoot me a message over there as well.
Yeah, !Discord there in the chat will bring you a link to find Sano, as well as myself, as well as our observer for the evening, Kuro, otherwise known as 16th Kawatsuzeki, otherwise known as Kroop, Hero of the Wasteland, and the Polish ninja. That's as much as I can remember from that one. You can find myself over there as well, also on twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1 and twitter.com at @EmporaYakuzaku. Also, twitch.tv/60squadseki, twitter.com/60squads for Kuro. And with that, we're going to be finding someone to raid.
Alright, everyone. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Catch you next week for next week's GPO.
Bye!